Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Officer Brannon, number 510, BRANNON, with Tallahassee Police Department.
How long have you been with TPD?
Approaching 25 years, and I was with FSU PD for a couple years prior to that.
Did you go to the scene in this case on July 18th, 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your function there on Trescott Drive?
I ended up writing the primary report.
All right. What is the primary report?
Just the initial report of the basics of, what had occurred.
Okay. And as part of your duties out there at the scene, did you maintain the crime scene, the integrity of the crime scene?
Yes.
How did you do that?
We set up a perimeter, and once we established the perimeter around the crime scene, I was guarding the north end of it.
What was the crime scene? Can you describe it for us?
It was on Trescott Drive, and basically we blocked off the road 3 or 4 houses to the north and to the south.
Okay, so that whole area was considered the crime scene and only law enforcement was entering or exiting until you were done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, when you arrived there, who was present on the scene from law enforcement or?
Sergeant Sims was the first one on scene.
Okay, was EMS there by the time you got there, or did they arrive after you arrived?
They were already there also.
Okay, did you participate in clearing the residents there at Trescott?
Yes.
Was there any evidence of a struggle or a robbery present at the scene?
In the garage.
Okay. What was that? There was evidence of a robbery in the garage?
Of an incident, a violent incident.
Compound question, I'm sorry. So there was some broken glass there.
Yes, ma'am. Observed broken glass on the floor and inside of the vehicle.
All right, but no evidence of anything that had intruded into the home?
No.
Okay. As part of maintaining the crime scene perimeter, is crime scene tape put up across the road?
Yes.
And did you participate in doing that?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
And I think you said it was a couple houses down in each direction is where the tape was placed?
Yes.
And where were you physically positioned?
My patrol car was blocking the roadway.
All right, and were you on the, don't use north and south because that'd be lost on me, were you closest on the side of the scene closest to Centerville Road or closest to the other side of Trescott?
Closer to Centerville.
All right, I'm going to show you an aerial map that I've marked as States Exhibit 125. You recognize 125?
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate map that includes the scene in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it include the position that you were in at the crime scene tape?
Yes. We've been somewhere right up in that area.
Permission to publish 120, introduce and publish 125, Your Honor.
So we can keep this moving, Mr. Rauschbaum, are you objecting to 125? Please approach. At this time, the defense has withdrawn any objection. You may continue with your examination.
May I publish?
You may.
All right, so can you explain for the jury where the roadblock was that you were positioned at the crime scene?
So that blue dot right there is the victim's residence. I would have been somewhere right in that area.
And can you show us in relation to that where Centerville intersects with Trescott?
Over here.
All right, so if you were to turn onto Trescott from Centerville, can you just kind of show us with your light the route of travel from Centerville to the roadblock?
Comes around here, up, and back around.
Okay. Would you have been able to see the roadblock from the intersection of Centerville and Trescott?
No.
If you had just started to turn onto Trescott and then rerouted back onto Centerville, would you have been able to see the roadblock that way?
No, you'd have to go a considerable amount around.
Okay. And from the roadblock where you were positioned, could you see the crime scene?
Yes.
And you mentioned that there was EMS and other law enforcement there. Were there marked law enforcement vehicles in the driveway and roadway directly in front of the crime scene?
When I was on the perimeter position, I know there was a lot of investigators and crime scene vehicles. I don't remember if any of the marked patrol cars were in front of the residence. They may have been.
Okay, so what type of vehicles were out there? Can you describe what sort of activity was happening at the Markel residence when you were at the perimeter?
Basically, the investigators and the crime scene techs taking care of their portion. And the crime scene tech vehicles are marked police and have lights on them and stuff.
All right, so would it have been obvious to someone approaching your position in a vehicle that there was activity, law enforcement activity going on at that residence?
It seems likely.
Objection, Your Honor. Move to strike.
What are the grounds?
Guessing.
Sustained as a speculation.
You may continue.
I'm going to approach and show you what's been introduced into evidence. I'll just publish 18. Do you recognize this vehicle?
It looks like a vehicle that I saw approaching the scene that day.
I'm sorry, will you repeat your answer?
It appears to be a vehicle that I saw approaching the scene that day.
All right, and this vehicle, are you familiar particularly with the make and model of this particular vehicle?
Yes, my wife drove we still have it. My daughter drives it now, 2006 Honda Odyssey.
So at the time, you had in your family this same type of vehicle?
Yes.
And did you know at the time that Wendy Adelson drove this type of vehicle?
Yes.
All right, so you noticed this vehicle or a vehicle identical to this one approach your position?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did the vehicle do when it approached your position?
Just stopped pretty quick and turned around and headed back in the other direction.
Did the driver stop and inquire of you what the activity was at the Markel residence?
No.
Do you know what time of day that was that you observed this vehicle approach the roadblock?
Sometime a little afternoon, probably around closer to 1.
And just to clarify, were there any other roadblocks between where you were positioned and encountered this vehicle and the Centerville intersection?
No.
No further questions.
Officer Brannon, good morning.
Good morning.
So, I
want to get a little bit more precise. Do you know how many houses the tape was away from? Because we just heard a couple, we heard maybe 3. Do you know how many houses it was?
I don't know exactly. I'm approximating 3 or 4 houses.
Do you know a forensic specialist, Maltese?
I'm familiar.
She testified that it was 5 to 6 houses away. Could that be correct?
Could be.
Okay. You said that you saw the Honda Odyssey approach in the afternoon, and you said it was closer to 1. Do you recall testifying to that?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Are you aware that cell phone data puts that car on the outer perimeter later, meaning after 12:30 p.m.?
I'm not familiar with any of that.
But it would be consistent with your memory that it was closer to 1 o'clock, right?
It appears to be, but it's been 9 years.
And when that car left, you're aware that the ambulance was already gone, right?
I believe so, yes.
Could you see that the driver of the car was on the phone at the
No.
time that she approached?
No.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Take it down.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any redirect examination? Does the state have any redirect examination?
Yes, Your Honor. So when the minivan approached, there was crime scene tape and your law enforcement vehicle in the roadway, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And beyond that, now I guess we're 3 to 5 houses down?
No.
How many
I
houses?
don't know
What's your
exactly.
best estimate?
My best estimate was 3 or 4.
Okay, so 3 or 4 houses down from that tape is this law enforcement activity. Is that right?
Correct.
All right, and would the driver, however far away it was, have been able to see that law enforcement activity at that
Objection.
residence?
What's your objection?
Speculation.
I'll allow him to answer if he has a memory of this.
You were there, right?
I was able to see it from my perspective.
Okay, nothing further.
You may step down, Officer Brannon.